Welcome to the top 10 most pulled comic books for July 3rd, 2024. I'm Mike Spider Slayer, and welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. This is the video series where each and every week I share with you some of the comic books that people are most excited about reading. Now, this information, this data is pulled from leagueofcomicgeeks.com, again, on what people are putting on their pull list. This is not definitive sales, but you get an idea of what people are excited for. So guys, before we get started, if you want to become a YouTube member, yes, you want to be a member of my YouTube channel, as low as 99 cents will get you early access to my videos. You will also get badges to let other people know how long you've been a member of my channel for. You get also cool stickers so you can comment and leave a cool little sticker and all that great stuff. So again, it's always much appreciated. It does help support the channel. So with that being said, guys, let's get started with this week's episode. So as always, I have 5 books that are on the outside looking in, trying to climb their way into the top 10. And the first book we're talking about is Scarlet. This is issue 2. This book is a $4 comic. It doesn't tell me how many pages it is, but I'm assuming it's 28 pages. It has 2,872 pulls. I feel like this book did get mixed reaction when it was released. I know people did like seeing a particular character at the end of the last issue, which got them excited. And this one is written by Kelly Thompson, and the art is done by Marco Ferreri. I am still excited about this book. I am very curious to see how it ties into the Energon universe a little bit more than it did in the last issue. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. But after the announcement of Joshua Williamson writing a G.I. Joe comic ongoing, I'm really excited about that. But what do you guys feel about Scarlet right now? Our next book that's on the outside looking in is Gunslinger Spawn. This is issue 33, 28 pages for the price of $3. This book does have 2,976 pulls. I feel like this has dropped a bit on the countdown, just for the pure reason that this book has not really progressed the story all that much. It's written by Todd McFarlane. The art is done by Carlo Barberi. The art is gorgeous. I do like the overall plot, but it is moving at a snail's pace. We have Gunslinger, who is very mortal at this point. He can die at any moment in time, so he has to think strategically of when he does his battles, and he's trying to get revenge from his family's death. So he went in last time, took out a bad guy. Where do we go from here? I don't know. We'll see. But it looks like he will be coming in contact with a new ally. So are you guys on board with Gunslinger Spawn? Or is there a particular book just in general with Spawn that you'll always read? Is it the main title? Is it Gunslinger? Is it King Spawn? Do you like the new universe Spawns? Let me know all those thoughts in the comments below. Our third book that's on the outside looking in goes to Radiant Black, issue 29.5. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $4. The amount of pulls here is 2,981. Man, did I fall off of Radiant Black ever since this Catalyst War has started. I thought this was going to make the book better, and in fact, for me, it made the book worse, and it doesn't always come out on time. That's unfortunate. The writer here is Kyle Higgins, Jan Joe Clark, and the art is done Marcelo Costa. Now, before we got this Catalyst War, I thought this was one of the best books going, and for me, this just became a turnoff, which is totally unfortunate. You're going to laugh at this one. The fourth book that's on the outside looking in is Radiant Black, issue 29. So if you're not familiar what's going on with Radiant Black in this whole Catalyst War, you wind up getting to see 2 different point of views of your main characters, which is one guy is named Marshall, and then I forgot the other guy's name, and you get to see how they handle this war. It's almost like a Red Band edition, but you know, for Image Comics, right? So you just get to see 2 different point of views. So if you want to see that, you'll have to obviously spend $8. Now, when it comes to the pulls on this one tops the other one by just a little bit. This one has 3,004 pulls. So, like I said, probably because of the double comic and just it being delayed, and just I felt the story wasn't all that great when it got into the war. That's why, unfortunately, I have completely dropped off of this comic. And the last book that's on the outside looking in is Deadpool. This is issue 4. The legacy numbering for Deadpool is 339. This is 28 pages for the price of $4. This book does have 3,270 pulls. Your writer here is Cody Ziegler, and the art is done by Roge Antonio. The book is actually pretty funny. We wind up getting to see a little bit more of Deadpool's daughter in this particular issue, or in this series, I should say, which her name is Ellie, and Deadpool is doing battle against a villain by the name of Death Grip. What makes this book good is because one of my favorite characters is Taskmaster. He's in this comic, and it looks like he's starting a training day with Deadpool's daughter. And the actual symbiote dog makes this comic fun as well. So Deadpool doesn't always break the fourth wall, because sometimes when he does that in the comic constantly, it does get old. So there's a nice little balance there. So I'm curious to see the direction where this comic goes. Here we go. Kick it off the top 10 now. Hanging on by a thread is Shazam. This is issue 13. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $4, guys. This one has 3,282 pulls. The writer here is Josie Campbell, the same writer that writes I Heart Skull Crusher. The art is done by Mike Norton. Now, I most recently did a video on books that I was dropping, and a few of you actually put down Shazam is a book that you were getting tired of and that you were actually dropping. So, you know, I've asked this before. Do people either like Shazam or do you like Shazam? And I feel like right now it's a mixed bag. I want to know once again, what do you think about Shazam? Coming in at number 9, we have another DC book. This is Justice Society of America. This is issue 10. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $4. This book does have 3,705 pulls. It's written by Jeff Johns, and Mikael Janin is the artist on this book. I started off with this book, and I just did not like all the time travel that was involved in it. Also, it seemed like it's been delayed quite a bit. I feel like this book has been, you know, on issue 10 only, and it's been out a lot longer than 10 months. So I've completely fallen off of this, but I want to know in the comments below, are you guys enjoying this run of Justice Society of America? Grabbing the 8th spot goes to Birds of Prey. This is issue 11. We have our heroes here that are searching for Barbara Gordon. She has been missing, and based off of the cover, it looks like they're in some dinosaur world. Is that really happening? I don't know, man, but that sounds pretty cool. This book is 32 pages for the price of $4, and this book does have 3,871 pulls. It's written by Kelly Thompson, and the art is done by Robbie Rodriguez. I'm very curious to hear in the comments below, what do you guys think of Birds of Prey? Do you think Kelly Thompson is doing a nice job on the book? I mean, this is like her first DC title that she's writing. Am I right? Grabbing the 7th spot, it goes to Absolute Power issue 1. There probably was once in a day when events would actually grab the top spot, right? But I feel like people are having event fatigue or waiting to put this on the pull list based off of what people say. This one has 40 pages. The price here is $5. It is a wraparound cover here. This one has 4,006 pulls. It's written by Mark Waid, and the art is done by Dan Mora. Now listen, Mark Waid has written a fantastic book when it's come to World's Finest, and the Dan Mora artwork is, you know, some of the best artwork going in DC Comics right now. And based off of what I read in the Absolute Power preview book, or whatever the heck that just came out, Ground Zero, I think that's what it was called. It was actually a pretty good setup, and I think it got readers enough to what's been going on to get them excited about the event. But I think once this book is released and people start talking about it, is going to make the determination if it goes higher on people's pool or goes lower on people's pool. Number 6 on our list, just missing that top 5 mark, goes to Doctor Strange, issue 17. The legacy numbering here is 443 with 28 pages for the price of $4. This book does have 4,428 pulls, written by Jed McKay, and the art is done by Pasquale Ferry. This is coming to the conclusion of Blood Hunt. Some people will say, thank God that this is ending so we can get back to our usual stories. So for me, when it comes to the tie-in book, after the first issue, it didn't do it for me anymore. I did not like the most recent issue of Blood Hunt tie-in, so I don't know if I'll be picking this one up. But yeah, it is what it is. It's unfortunate. Not every tie-in is going to be good, but it looks like Wong is going to have to turn on his friend, which maybe it's probably Doctor Strange, and then we'll see what happens from there. Man, I tell you, I feel like this book just keeps climbing up the list. And this is Poison Ivy. This is issue 24. This one is 32 pages for the price of $4. This book has 4,901 pulls. Remember, this is just the main cover. If you want variant covers, they're separate, okay? And the writer here is G. Wilson. And I feel like people are enjoying this book. It almost makes me feel like, man, maybe I should pick this up and start reading it. Are we at the end of a story arc? Is there a point where I can jump on? Let me know in the comments below, but I think based off of what's going on in this cover that Poison Ivy could be dead. We know this is comics. We know no comic character stays dead, but she could be dead for now. Then where does this series go if she is dead, right? Hitting the number 4 spot, we have Venom issue 35. Legacy numbering 235, 28 pages for the price of $4. This one has 6,224 pulls. What a jump. I guess people are excited that this is not tied into Blood Hunt anymore. My God, that was absolutely horrible tie-in. But anyway, it looks like what this comic is about is Eddie and Dylan seeing their future selves as Venoms. Where does all that go? Well, it's going to lead into the Venom War eventually. So if you're excited about Venom War, this is a time where you have to read Venom. So I definitely recommend that. The writer here is Al Ewing and the artist is Safo. I don't know if that's how you say it. Whatever. There you have it. There's Venom. Check it out if you want to read Venom War. Coming in at number 3, we have Miles Morales' Spider-Man issue 22. The legacy numbering here is 304. This is 28 pages for the price of $4. This book does have 6,268 pulls. It's written by Cody Ziegler and the art is done by Brent Peoples. This is the story about Miles Morales becoming a vampire, and he had an ally, and now his ally became his worst enemy, and now he's dealing with himself being a vampire right now. So the cover here looks pretty sick. I think people are enjoying the Miles Morales comic book overall, and they want to see that story on how he is a vampire and how he deals with that actual situation. Do you guys like this Blood Hunt tie-in? Let me know in the comments below. I am really surprised that this one is at the number 2 spot this week. And this one goes to The Amazing Spider-Man, not the main book, but the annual issue 1. This one is 36 pages for the price of $5. This book has 9,267 pulls. You know, some people say, oh, by default, it's Amazing Spider-Man main title. People don't take it off their pull. This is annual, guys. This is like treated like a new series. And this is part 2 of the Infinity Watch story. So if you guys did not grab the Thanos one, you might be lost on what's going on in the story because this is taking place through all the annuals. So I'm letting you know that now. If you did not read the Thanos issue 1 annual, you might want to pick that one up. This one is written by Derek Landy and the art is done by Ron Lim. I thought the first part of the story was really good. I want to see Spider-Man's involvement in this, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess you guys are pretty desperate for a pretty good, amazing Spider-Man story. And hitting that #1 spot this week goes to Batman, issue 150. The legacy numbering is 915, 48 pages for the price of $6. This book has taken it to the next level. It has 17,656 pulls. You guys are excited for this Absolute Power tie-in, or are you excited because it's 150th issue? But this does have a particular story in it where there's a 2-bit crook that actually finds out Batman's true identity. Now, how does that hurt him? Does Batman stop the crook? Does Batman even care? I don't know. We'll see. And there is an Absolute Power backup story written by Chip Zdarsky as well. So I don't know. We'll see what this book has to offer for its readers. But are you guys excited for this issue? So there you have it, webheads. There are the most pulled comic books for July 3rd, 2024. Hopefully you guys are excited about something on this list, and if it's not on the list, let me know in the comments below. Until then, you can check out more of my content right here. And of course, guys, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always remember, read those comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you on New Comic Book Day.